Today we're gonna do a behind the scenes look of what actually happened during the engagement.
When we posted the video, we got a lot of questions about the engagement. I want to share some stories with you guys.
So as you guys know, for the proposal, I did a scavenger hunt for Michelle. Each clue was a little story in our relationship. You might not even know some of the full stories.
Oh my gosh, I get to learn too.
I know. Michelle loves tea. She gets to hear about all the tea. The very first clue was Tinder in real life because Michelle and I met on Tinder, and obviously she had to swipe through a ton of people before getting to me.
Out of all those people, I chose you.
Yeah.
Did that make you feel special?
Yes. How many guys did we get to help us?
I think like 19 guys.
We got 19, but Michelle has swiped way more than 19. We've been on way more than 19 dates.
Actually, no, I only went on like 8 dates.
That's it?
You were my first date that summer.
Oh, so I kicked off your hot girl summer and then you went wild. I was one of Michelle's many dates. When I first saw Michelle pop up on Tinder, I thought she looked really cute. I had one super like in my freemium Tinder, so I super liked you.
Well, I also had a super like in my freemium, but I think because you already super liked me, I didn't have to super like you back.
Did you super like anyone?
Yeah, like once in a while.
Michelle! So I didn't get the super like?
But it's because I already liked you.
The super like was not mutual.
It's all about the personality. I love your personality.
A super like would have been nice.
You get a super like from me now.
Okay.
If I were to download Tinder now, you would get a super like.
Okay. Well, we went on a Tinder date and she chose me. I told Michelle, hey, I want to be exclusive and I think we should only see each other. And Michelle said yes with no hesitation.
Yeah, I think by that time I really liked you. And when you asked me that, I was like, yeah, why not?
And even though I saw some people that summer, I think during that couple weeks span, I was only seeing you.
Aww. So you liked me the most?
Well, the rest of the time was spent on making YouTube videos, so I didn't really have time for other girls.
Back in the day, you were making YouTube videos every single day.
Yeah, I didn't have time for other girls. Okay, so in the video, we originally planned a 3-round Tinder in real life. However, in the video, it ended up taking way too long, so we cut it down into 1 round.
It took about an hour and a half filming this. That's why in some shots, I was like hugging people, I was touching their hands and stuff like that.
Michelle hugged a lot of people and touched a lot of hands.
It was part of the clue!
Yeah, I kind of set that up. For the last clue, did you know it was me?
I had no idea it was you. Feels like Zach! I was stuck between 2 people and I just had to guess. I don't think that's Zach. And eventually, I think I picked you.
So you thought they felt just like me?
The last one was a hug, right? It literally felt just like you. The only difference was like, I thought he felt a little taller, so then I picked you.
Oh my goodness, and I remember on Michelle's Tinder profile, it said, get me boba, and my first line to Michelle was, hey, let's get boba, and Michelle's like, yeah, let's get boba. And then I don't think I responded after that because I actually didn't want boba, and I actually don't like boba that much.
You never got me boba.
Yeah, it's too much sugar. So then after you responded to me, I stopped responding. I think I was sitting at the dinner table and I was like, oh my goodness, I got such a good video idea. Because back then I was doing so much drawing. I was like, I should draw with my Tinder date.
You were just using me for views.
No, I thought it was cute. I thought you were really pretty. And just so I had an excuse to also work that day, I made it into a video. Thank you, boys.
Woo!
There's a chest hidden at a location sent to your phone. That's so exciting, okay.
No need to talk to the boys on the way out. I hit the next clue on the beach because that's actually where I asked Michelle to be my girlfriend many years back. Oh, the beach proposal?
It was so awkward. It was August 13th. It was so funny the way you asked me.
I poked your shoulder and then I drew something for Michelle because at that time, Michelle's nickname for me was Pudding.
You made a little poem. They hate it when they're budding. Here's a stick drawing. Can I be your pussy?
In other words, you want to be my girlfriend.
Yeah, I did a little poem for Michelle. I drew Harley and Joker and I presented it to her.
I still have the drawing, you know?
Oh yeah, your parents gave it to us.
Yeah, my parents kept it for me because they knew you were the one.
My very first date with Michelle, we went to a beach. When I asked Michelle to be my girlfriend, it was at a beach. And then when I proposed to you, it was also at a beach.
Yeah.
So we just really like beaches for big events.
Seems like it. There wasn't showing the video, but this beach was in Cancun. It was a very beautiful beach.
It was very pretty. We were going on vacation and we shot a clue there anyway.
Moving in together was a huge step for us and unlocked a whole new level of our relationship that I wouldn't change for
my
anything
gosh.
else.
This key thing inside the door of this house is your next clue.
There were like
Oh my
1,000
goodness.
keys in there.
Michelle had so much trouble. Michelle went through all the keys and then couldn't find it. She went through all the keys again, still couldn't find it, so...
I went through that box 3 times. That took so long. Like the
super
whole
long.
afternoon.
But the funniest part was at the very end, Michelle kept twisting keys, but she never thought to turn the handle. So apparently, she already unlocked the door. She just didn't turn the handle. At the very end, without even testing a key, she just opened it.
So when I opened the door, actually it was unlocked quite a bit ago.
For this clue, it was actually supposed to symbolize us moving very fast through the beginning of our relationship, because right when we started dating, we actually kinda sorta got a place together. Michelle had another place and I had my own apartment. Michelle came over so much she was practically living at my place. So we moved in together, and it's very different when you're in a relationship and you're living with a person, because I feel like in high school, you don't get to see the quirky habits when you don't get to see each other every second of the day. And when we were living together, I felt like our relationship moved very, very fast because we were there together all the time.
Yeah, we saw each other every day. We learned about each other very quickly, but we also learned, you know, our habits.
I learned that Michelle does not like to clean up.
And I learned that Zachary liked to eat chicken and broccoli and rice every day. But
The apartment we had was very, very small. It was like a 400 square foot apartment. There was barely a bed, and it was like a little mattress in the corner of the room, so
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of space for 2 people. When my friends came over, it was even worse, but I feel like we made it work. And Michelle, to this day, still does not clean up.
oh no, that's not true. I cleaned up a little bit.
Almost never cleans up.
Perfect year. Art skills draw a perfect circle with Ben Azelite.
Ben drew a really good circle.
And that was his first try. It was so good. I took many tries.
And when I was doing the proposal scavenger hunt, at first I didn't want to bother any of my friends to help out, but then I thought like, oh, it would be so sweet to have a lot of people we've worked with in the past do the scavenger hunt with us. So I hit up a couple people, and Ben was one of the ones that said he was 100% down to do the proposal video with us.
That's very sweet because a lot of friends are really, really busy. So it was really sweet that they took their time to help us out with this.
And we actually filmed a couple videos with Ben Azelart years ago, back when we lived in LA. It's kind of cool to see his new studio and everything. He did draw a perfect circle.
It took me like so many tries to finally get the perfect circle. So yes, I was struggling.
For this clue, it was supposed to represent me trying to break into art for the first time and Michelle supporting me. Honestly, looking back at some of my drawings, I can't believe Michelle supported me because they really weren't that good in my opinion.
I thought they were good.
As a lot of you OG fans know, I started my YouTube video as like an art tutorial channel. A lot of art time lapses. I did some like art entertainment content. That's when I was really trying to break into YouTube, and I feel like Michelle had my back the entire time. We experimented with some interesting videos, some questionable videos, some videos we will not talk about. I literally tried everything. Michelle supported me.
And I still support you to this day.
Honestly, if I were you, I'm not even sure if I would support you for some of those.
Got this. And now we're off to go visit a water park for Michelle's next clue.
So we're at Kalahari Indoor Water Park. It is literally that water park is so big.
This one was super cool.
Also, honestly, I can't believe Kalahari cleared out the entire water park for us. Because
It's completely
okay, here,
empty.
I'll play it. As you guys can see, there is nobody over there except for lifeguards. So we got the entire water park to ourselves.
Kalahari is so awesome for letting us go
I
in.
know. They said as long as we plugged them, they would clear the water park for us, hire lifeguards to do all of it. So they're amazing. And honestly, I can't believe they even did that.
Yeah.
But this clue was supposed to represent one of Michelle and my most memorable dates early on in our relationship, because we went to an amusement park with Steve and Christina, my best friend. And he's gonna be my best man.
to this day, it's still one of our favorite dates. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, the slide was actually just so scary.
It just dropped straight down.
You tried it right after I did.
Yeah, it
Wasn't it so scary?
It was so scary.
Like, I genuinely could not scream. I went like, because I couldn't go like,
It was terrifying. Honestly, I had to close my eyes too.
Get dinner with your parents for your next clue. With my parents?
This next clue is going to be a little bit different.
Oh,
This was my
Michelle's
favorite
first
clue.
blessing.
I was about to say that. This is Michelle's favorite clue. Okay, I was actually scared going into it.
Yeah, tell me what your thought process
Okay,
was.
other than the proposal, this is the clue that I was legitimately scared for. I'm so nervous about this, but hopefully they say yes, because Michelle loves her parents a lot.
What if they say no?
I'll just play it off cool. I'll be like, that's fine. And then I'll go cry in the car later. So at first I didn't know if I should ask for their blessing or not because I don't know if they're like more traditional, more like Americanized.
Well, my parents are a little bit more traditional. I think they really did appreciate you asking them.
I talked to Michelle about it. I asked her if I should ask Michelle's parents for their blessing, and Michelle said absolutely. And then I also had a good idea of documenting it into a clue because I thought that would be really special.
That was a genius idea.
And I think your parents were very excited about it too. They were a little camera shy, but I don't know who was more shy, them or me, because I was also really shy in front of them.
When I got the clue though, all I told them was we need to get dinner together because I didn't know what the clue was for.
Yeah.
So I told them let's get dinner together. So my parents like didn't really know what to expect.
But I think they might have known.
Really?
Because we took them to a nice place. Usually we go to dim sum with Michelle's
That's
parents,
true.
but we took them to a nice Italian restaurant. So it's very different. I feel like they might have known because when I said it, they weren't shocked at all.
Maybe they had a feeling, but they didn't really tell me about it.
I wasn't nervous that they would say no because Michelle's parents like me a lot, but I know Michelle's parents love Michelle and I know they have very high expectations. I just wanted to make sure I met those expectations.
I remember when we were like 3 years in together, my dad kept asking me like, are you guys gonna get married soon?
Oh my goodness, my dad did the same thing, but a year and a half in. And then I remember a couple months before we got engaged, our dads got together and they were probably like, why aren't our kids married yet?
They did. They met up in
I
Singapore.
know, they did a dad's trip.
That's so fun.
I know.
That's so fun to see pictures because I'm so glad that our parents get along.
You have become one of our family right now, and I hope we share our fun, our happiness, and our life milestone all together. So welcome to Chin family.
Oh, your dad was so
Thank you
sweet.
much. So,
Thank you.
I can't believe my dad said all of that.
So approve.
Oh my goodness, and the editor did such a funny edit with me and your mom.
That's so funny!
Your mom was so sweet the entire time. She was just listening in, and at the very end she was like, yes.
After this clue, my dad told me that he like thought it might be for something special. He saw the cameras and then he was like, okay, I have a feeling Zach might be asking us for a blessing. So then right afterwards, my parents were talking to each other and was like, oh, what should we say? And they were all planning out like something to say and they wrote it down. So my dad remembered everything he was supposed to say. But the reason my mom took so long to answer was because she was trying to remember what to say. But with seeing all the cameras around, she got so nervous that she couldn't say anything.
But your mom's very sweet.
Like nothing could come out of her mouth. It was so funny looking back at the edit because I wasn't here. I was so curious.
Michelle was in the bathroom.
I was so curious what you three were up to because I was like in the bathroom for a while.
Well, yes was all I needed to hear. I also got gifts for Michelle's mom and dad that we actually bought together. Michelle had no idea what it was for, but I got them gifts because traditionally in Chinese culture, you give them some gifts when you ask for the blessing, kind of like oh, thank you for letting me marry your daughter, here's a gift. So I got Michelle's dad a nice silver chain, and I got Michelle's mom like a pearl necklace, pearl earrings, and stuff like that.
Yeah, my dad still wears it.
Really?
My
He
dad
wears
wears
it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's some money well spent.
Look at how happy they are.
I know, they were so happy. Oh, this is the funniest challenge ever.
Oh my god. Not this challenge.
We got the idea from the... What's that game called?
Oh, it takes two.
Oh yeah, so Michelle and I literally are tied to each other, as you can see over there. So every time Michelle fell backwards, I would get like yanked back too, and it was actually so scary because I was in flip-flops, and I was so scared that my flip-flops would drop every time Michelle yanked me.
That was so scary.
And were you actually
Zachary.
scared, or were you playing it up?
Zach, no, I genuinely was so scared. Like as soon as you said go, and I had to start climbing, and I see you like so far away, I was already nervous. We weren't even that high up yet, and I was already so nervous.
Michelle, go! Go! Michelle, don't make me wait out here! Michelle, stop! Michelle, come on, you just gotta go!
I wanted to do an obstacle course really bad because I wanted it to represent all the obstacles we encountered throughout our relationship, because a lot of like internet couples want to portray like the perfect relationship. From the start of our relationship, I told Michelle I didn't want to fake it. We've never told anyone we're the perfect couple. I feel like we're far from the perfect couple.
I won't say far from the perfect couple.
We're good for each other and we make it work, and I think we both want to spend the rest of our lives with each other. At the same time, it's not perfect.
We're not perfect. Yeah, we're trying to keep it real.
The first 3 years we were together, I feel like we fought so much. I think after our honeymoon phase, it was like non-stop arguing for the first 3 years. just
Yeah.
because I think we saw each other way too much. We lived together, we worked together. Sometimes I get annoyed at work, and then it would lead into our personal lives, and sometimes our personal lives we'd have arguments. And then once Michelle starts filming, she holds up the camera, and I was like, Michelle, why are you glaring at me like that? So she's still like shaking and angry from our previous argument for our personal lives, and then shooting the video, and I'm like, Michelle, I can't focus when you're like burning holes through my soul.
But we had our highs.
Yeah.
So sometimes.
But then
the
we also had a lot of
lows,
arguments.
Yeah.
That was definitely tough. It took a lot of communication.
Yeah.
Michelle changed a lot, and I also changed a lot. I was kind of like a workaholic. I focused too much on YouTube, not enough on her. And then for Michelle,
Growing up, I'm used to just getting what I want. And if I don't get what I want, I get very like emotional and angry. So, you know, living with Zach, I'm having such
I
a
have a unique
With
personality.
a unique personality who is very particular, likes things done the way he likes it. I am told no quite a bit. So every single time I was told no in the beginning of our relationship, I would get quite angry.
And I was brought up in a household where no was pretty much the word we used around the house.
We have
we got
different
raised in very
childhood.
different ways. After a lot of fighting, a lot of emotions, and a lot of stress, we started to figure things out. After the first couple years, it started sailing a lot more smoothly. We communicated a lot better. And I think that was also the point where I put Michelle as #1 priority over YouTube. And that's when Michelle got a lot more calm and a lot more happy. Lesson is, prioritize your significant other and they'll be happy and you'll be less stressed.
We gotta go to the next one.
No! We're good. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, Michelle was so scared. And she actually almost fell over here. Right here, she almost fell. I was so scared because if Michelle fell, she would have dragged me down with her. That was terrifying.
Really scared. You gotta
Oh,
count for
and
this.
in the last obstacle course, the zip line, I was actually terrified for.
Yeah, you were more scared than I was.
was
Actually,
so
I was
scared.
scared too, but because I saw how scared you were, I was like, okay, I gotta suck
I
it
know.
up now.
Michelle, I'm really scared. You gotta count for this.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh! Ah!
I've been sucking it up for too long. I needed Michelle to take over.
Because we're both afraid of heights.
Yeah, I'm terrified of heights.
Run a mile with Isaiah photos to get your next clue.
I want to run a mile. Why
Hey, Isaiah.
You ready, Michelle?
No.
For your very next clue, you need to run a mile on this track, and the mile needs to be under 9 minutes.
Oh my god, I'm literally gonna
Oh,
work out.
this is the clue with Isaiah.
This clue was so funny. I did not enjoy running, but I
One
did
of the
think
best decisions Michelle and I
it was
made as a
very
couple was to
fun.
start working
Hang
out
out with
together. We both
Isaiah.
wanted-
Literally just a couple days before I hit up Isaiah, I was like, we have a running clue. You're the perfect guy because he does a lot of like running marathon content and he runs so fast.
You know he can run fast because he was following me and talking normally.
Oh yeah, he was vlogging, running backwards, he was chatting Michelle up, he was like running sideways, and
Like,
Michelle was going like
what?
all out.
I was literally dying. That was so hard.
Yeah. This clue basically represents Michelle and I going on our fitness journey together. I think at the very start of our relationship, something was brought up about like if we would let ourselves go once we're a couple, because I feel like that's kind of a stereotype, like once you get a girlfriend, you kind of let yourself go. And we had a conversation if we would let ourselves go if we were together, and at that moment I decided we were gonna do the opposite. Michelle actually went from not training at all to going to the gym every single day with me because I think I wanted us to get more fit as a couple. And honestly, I was her trainer
Oh
when we
my
first
gosh.
started, and she cried every time at the gym because I would push her really hard. I'd be like, Michelle, you gotta go to failure. Michelle, 10 to 12 reps.
And then
Michelle,
you would go like 3 more, Michelle.
yeah,
Push.
I was like, Michelle, we're doing a
Push.
drop set. Michelle would like do a rep. I was like, Michelle, you did that rep. You did not fail. You gotta go again. And then Michelle would start crying. And I was getting a lot of inspiration from like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time, and his work ethic was insane. And I was like, Michelle, if you want to be fit, you gotta be Arnold with long hair.
Safe to say, he is not my trainer anymore.
Yeah, that did not work out. We stopped that very quick. Otherwise, we would not be here today.
The only workout that we do together now is that we would bike
Oh yeah,
together.
we chill
in a
bike
very
together.
chill way.
set. If that went on for a couple more months, that ring would still be on the shelves, and I would be a single man.
And time!
Michelle, your time was
8:35!
Michelle had to run a mile in 9 minutes, and she actually went like 20 something seconds under, which was crazy.
Yeah. I don't run, so this is good for me.
Oh, For this one, Michelle went back to school. I can't believe we got the principal to help
At this
you.
point in our
The principal was
relationship,
so
Michelle finally
nice.
graduated college.
Oh yeah, so for this one, Michelle was still a student when we were dating, and at this point in our relationship, we were still living in Santa Cruz, and she finally graduated college.
The number one thing for me was that I wanted to finish up school.
Yeah, I wanted to move because the apartment was so tiny, but Santa Cruz is so expensive. Actually, California is just so expensive. So I really wanted to move somewhere else where we could get more space, but Michelle was very insistent on staying in school, and Michelle's parents were also very insistent on her finishing up school.
So I think we waited like another 3 to 6
Yeah.
months before we could move.
And honestly, at that point, I wasn't even making that much on YouTube. I feel like it was the right decision for you to finish up school, because like if you dropped out and YouTube didn't work out, I really don't know what we would have done.
So you proud of me for graduating?
I am. I'm very proud of you.
Winding up with a partner as incredible as Michelle is practically impossible. One could say it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
All right, Michelle, we're here.
This is the haystack. I don't even know how to approach this. Ah, this is gonna be a
Oh my goodness, the needle in a haystack. I thought this was the perfect metaphor because they say finding a great significant other is like finding a needle in a haystack, so I wanted to do like a metaphor in real life. It backfired. It was terrible.
It was a terrible idea. Now that I hear the words needle in a haystack, I am officially traumatized. Ah, this is gonna be impossible.
Here, Michelle, I'll help you.
Zach, that's not helpful. This specific clue took 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours to find a large red envelope in the stack of hay.
We put the envelope in the hay and we're like, oh, we'll just mix it around a little bit. It's not gonna be too hard. Michelle started searching. 30 minutes goes by and I'm like, okay guys, this isn't funny anymore. Let's find it. And Michelle's like, I'm finding it. I'm finding it.
I wasn't even trying to not find
Yeah,
it.
and
I
I
was
was like-
trying my best.
Yeah, and I was like, Michelle, this isn't funny anymore. Like, we gotta move on. Because at that time, we had another shoot we had to go to with the Make-A-Wish kid, and I didn't want to be late for that. So I was like, Michelle, come on, let's go. We gotta shoot. And Michelle's like, I'm trying. And I was like, there's no way. So since we had to do the Make-A-Wish shoot, we were filming with one of our production managers and a PA. And I was like, guys, put down the camera for a second. Just like dig around a little bit. I don't want to be late for the Make-A-Wish thing. Nobody could find it.
Nobody could find
Nobody
it.
could find it. It was an hour. Nobody could
It took
find it.
so long. It really took so long that we were like, okay, let's just break for lunch. 30 minutes went by. Some goats found the hay, ate a little bit of the hay. Eventually, because some of the hay was gone, I was able to like dig through some more and eventually
Yeah,
found
but we
it.
literally could not find it. I couldn't believe how hard it was.
Oh my god!
Apparently, the myth is true. It is impossible to find a needle in a haystack because we can't even find a giant red envelope in a haystack.
Don't try and look for a needle in a haystack.
No, don't do it.
You'll go crazy.
Oh, the half-court shot with Jesser. No joke, Michelle got it on her second try, and it was so impressive.
Only took 2 tries. And I was pretty close the first time, wasn't I?
I know. Oh, and you might notice the drone shot was very shaky, and the reason was we flew the other drone, our main drone, and it crashed into Jesser's roof. So Jesser, if you have a dent in your roof, I'm so sorry. That was us.
we
I
crashed
think
the
Jesser saw
drone
it.
into your house.
But yeah,
Sorry.
that sounds so bad, but Jesser saw it firsthand. We crashed the drone into Jesser's house. It dropped, and we had to use the FPV drone, which is much shakier, lower quality. So that's why the footage was not as good, and we said our condolences to the main drone, and it's still hanging at our studio.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Oh no! I have another clue!
Oh, for this clue,
Jordan probably knows where your clue is.
oh my goodness, this is the hide and seek clue with Jordan Matter. Michelle could not find him.
I'm so sorry, Jordan. I did not watch that specific video. I had no idea you had a secret room.
Yeah, Jordan called Michelle out for not watching the video.
Now, if she watched our videos, she'd know where the secret room is, so apparently she doesn't.
Because I knew where the secret room was.
Oh my god.
I watch Jordan Matter videos sometimes.
And I'm sorry, Hudson, for making you wait so long in there.
He said it was really hot in there.
Yeah, I opened the door and I could feel the heat coming out.
Oh yeah, that was such a funny line. I told Jordan, I don't know anyone that's been married as long as you out of my friends, and Jordan's like, I don't think you know anyone that's been alive as long as me.
None of my friends have been married quite as long as you.
None of your friends have been alive quite as long as
I don't know,
Jordan.
Jordan's so funny. And then Jordan actually gave me the advice because I was actually gonna script something out beforehand and write it down and have like a script. And he's the one that told me to say it from my heart. So like right before I thought of something real quick and I said it from my heart.
So when you propose, like, what do you say? Do you give like a speech before you propose?
It wouldn't hurt to say something.
Okay.
That you've chosen this one person of the billions of people in the world to spend your life with. That's a pretty beautiful thing. I wouldn't
On my notes.
write anything up.
Oh, Don't write anything?
No, if you write it and then you rehearse it and then you say it, it's not going to be real.
Okay. Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Congrats.
Jordan, wonderful job. It
Yeah.
was such a beautiful speech.
Yeah, I think Jordan gave me the right advice.
Not gonna lie, I used to not want kids until my late 30s, but seeing Michelle with bacon makes me want them, like, right now.
This is the bacon clue. I wanted to include our dog because bacon is so good on. I love bacon so much. I love bacon so much. She's my baby, and I didn't want. I always didn't want to have kids until I was much older. But after we got our baby Bacon, I love her so much. Every time she like comes to me, I feel so emotional, and she loves me so much. So now I want a kid because of my dog.
Yes, and we also did talk about how much we would want our kid growing up with our dog.
I know.
And we just want to make sure we have kids, you know, before Bacon's time is up.
I love Bacon so much. It just made me so sad thinking I might tell my kid like this is the best dog ever, and the kid's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I want my kid to be able to remember Bacon with me. So I think that's why we want to have kids soon.
Oh, well,
Night of the wedding.
Soon.
Very soon.
After we're married.
For clue number 23, we're gonna go horseback riding, which symbolizes us moving from California to Texas.
Hi, Earl.
Oh.
Just licking the pole.
Oh my goodness, that was so funny. I turned around and I don't know why that horse was just licking the pole for like a couple minutes straight.
It was so funny. Your horse actually was so funny. Your horse kept going around and around in circles.
I know.
You couldn't control your horse.
Yeah, my horse was a little crazy.
I'm so ready. Earl is itching to go, and so am I.
I think this one's kind of silly.
This clue represents us moving from California to Texas, which was a really big move. We both grew up in the Bay Area. We moved around. We ended up in Los Angeles. Just wasn't for us. And we fell in love with Austin, Texas, and we're still here today. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And while I miss a lot of our friends in LA, I think we have a much happier life over here.
We've been really happy the last couple of years. I really want to stay here.
You could not pay me to move back. Actually, if you pay me enough, I might move back. But the
we do love
point
it.
is, we love it here
Yeah.
in Texas, and I think it was one of the best decisions we've ever made as a couple. We really like it here.
A few years ago, Michelle introduced me to K-pop. And it wasn't long
Oh,
before I
this is
was
one of my
obsessing over
favorite
it with
clues.
her. It's a shared passion that really helped us bond. Plus, we've gotten to meet and collab with a bunch of incredible K-pop bands along the way, like La Seraphim.
That's so sweet of them for wanting to help us out.
The Seraphim is so sweet. When I was reaching out to some people to see if they could help with the clue, we reached out to La Seraphim, and they were so down to help us.
Hey.
We're back. Seraphim is back on our channel. They literally told us like, wait right there, we're gonna find a way to make this work. We wanna help you. I was so touched by that because K-pop groups are so busy. But then they said they were gonna find a way to make time for us. And they're like, hey, wanna come out to Korea to the Hype building? And I was like, yes, I wanna come out to Korea to the Hype building. And we did the clue with them. That was so sweet of them. I still can't believe that happened.
This is such an amazing clue. I've been wanting to go to Korea for a long time.
I know. Michelle was the one that got me into K-pop. That's been kind of a big part of our relationship. We've got to meet so many K-pop groups. I feel like we get to work with them as almost like co-workers, but at the same time, we're really big fans too, because we love listening to their music. And La Seraphim's one of the groups where a lot of times I do have their songs on repeat. So I'm like listening. Next thing I know, we're doing a proposal clue with them.
Oh, next thing we know, we get to like see them and hang out with them.
I know. I still can't believe they did that.
What's the digit? 8! Oh, my favorite number.
They were so cute because every time like something like romantic happened, they were like oohing and eyeing. Wait, there is?
Anniversary day.
Since we've met them already, they were like even more comfortable with us, so it felt like we were hanging out with friends.
Yeah, I was still a little bit starstruck. I was like, let's hear him.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is pretty cool. I can't believe he asked them if they knew what this was for.
Do you know what this is for? Oh.
You put them on the spot!
Well, it's been 24, 25 clues at this point. Like, I wanted to know.
They literally didn't even know what to say. You were like, do you guys know what this is for? And obviously they did, because I told them what it was for, so they were like, no.
I just wanted to know. Maybe they knew and they would tell me. Oh, just curious. Do you guys know what this is for? Hmm? No.
Oh, and then Jaewon said such a heartfelt line. You were out of the room at that point, but did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Watching it back, I thought they were like watching it back.
Yeah,
it's
see?
so sweet.
근데 진짜 내가 이렇게 받았다고 생각하면 너무 진짜.
Oh, she says if she was in Michelle's shoes, she would have been like so like moved and touched to be proposed like this.
Well, thank you guys so much. Oh, the Seraphim's the best.
Oh, we're in Japan now.
This is the final clue.
Professional photos taken at different gorgeous locations around Japan. But what Michelle doesn't know is that the final clue is actually a marriage.
And he didn't know, right?
I had a slight feeling.
Michelle did have a conversation with me years back saying if I ever proposed, she could not be caught without makeup or nice clothes.
Yes, I needed to make sure I got my hair done, my makeup done, my nails done. I need to be dressed up. You cannot be proposing to me when I'm not ready. And especially if you're filming it, no.
Michelle says if she rolled out of bed in her PJs and I proposed, she would straight up unalive me right then and there.
I told Zach a long time ago that if he ever proposes to me, I will never say no. But I would have been so mad.
You would say yes and then unalive me right afterwards.
I would have been so mad. But I am so glad that you made this excuse of like having a photo shoot, because then I get to dress up, be all dolled up, be ready.
Yeah, I feel like that was the perfect excuse to get Michelle all ready. And we almost never do photo shoots, so I knew Michelle was gonna get very well dressed. And it was perfect because I said it was a couple's photo shoot so that we can kind of like match each other. Just so I wasn't wearing something crazy and you were wearing something completely different.
You're
so we
such
kind
a
of match
genius.
each other.
I do think the reason why I felt like it was coming, you were so nervous that day, Zachary.
No, I wasn't.
You were so like stressed.
No, I was so cool.
Low-key tweaking a little bit.
No, I was not tweaking. I was so chill.
You were like...
I was so masculine and chill.
I've known you for about 6 years at this point. He was so nervous. He couldn't even like talk to me that day.
I was as nervous as I was when I met Espa.
Nervous.
Except for Espa, it was like 30 minutes of nervousness. This one was like 12 hours of nervousness.
I know. Oh yeah, we woke up at 4 a.m.
I'm gonna crack my back. Yeah, so we started out at 4 a.m. over here, and I started out with a little vlog. Alright, we're up very early to get ready for pictures. Look at Michelle, she's getting ready. She even has teeth whitening strips in. You put teeth whitening strips in!
Well, I have to make sure my teeth are white. I had a feeling you were gonna propose.
That's so cute. Wait, isn't there like unseen footage of you saying I might propose? And I did not even know this. Apparently at Japan, Michelle did a little vlog saying today might be the day. Because every time she thinks there's a chance I might propose, she does a vlog.
I did vlog about it. I think today is the day Zach's gonna propose. We have to leave in like 20 minutes. Also, right before this trip, I went to go see Zach's family. And they just seem like, also before this trip, I went to go see Zach's family. And they just seem like so excited. But I at least put on all my makeup on. I'm wearing this dress. And I'm a little worried because there's like a little wardrobe malfunction. I couldn't wear my Skims underneath because it would show on the side. And I was just having so many wardrobe malfunctions, so I'm not sure how I like the way I'm dressing, but you know, this is all I got.
While Michelle got ready, I went to Jake's room to go over the plan.
Michelle has no idea. Oh yeah, I was so nervous I could not stay in the room alone. I needed to talk to someone about the engagement. Well, I needed to tell someone about the plans because I was so nervous.
You look so handsome.
I know. Oh my goodness. And Jake's the best wingman ever. He helped calm me down. He helped hold the ring. He helped go through the plans with me, so W wingman. Duffel bag? See, this is the... Did you know your ring was in a sock? I've never seen the ring.
No, Zachary, I had no idea where the ring was. I was trying to look for it.
Yeah, usually people put other stuff in socks, but I put the ring in socks.
And you know what? I was thinking of looking into your backpack.
What? Why would you do that?
But it was in Jake.
That was my little sports bag, not in my backpack.
Oh, but you didn't really carry it.
Yeah, I made Jake carry it.
I won't lose the ring. Okay.
Why would you look in my bag? I can't believe you looked at my bag.
I couldn't find anything.
What if you found it? What were you gonna do? Just look at the ring? Just put it on yourself? Say yes without me there?
If I found it, I would just be like, oh yay! And I put it back exactly where it belongs, so you would not know.
Michelle, that is awful. You can't do that.
You can't keep surprises from me. I'm too nosy.
Well, I kept this one from you, so.
You did, actually.
Oh, we can't see.
Yeah. It's so shiny.
She's gonna love this.
That is crazy.
Tell me how my form is. Is that kind of like...
Oh, I practiced my form so much before because Michelle told me over the years form was so important, and there were TikToks of people practicing their form. Some people are slouched, some people don't have like a 90-degree angle. So Michelle emphasized how important form was, so I practiced a lot.
I told him that his back needed to be straight. It had to be a 90.
Oh my goodness, we were...
Oh, and then we freaked out when you started walking over because the ring was laying out in the bed and we almost let you in the door. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
You were coming in to the door. David, our videographer, was about to let you in, and the ring was sitting right there on the bed. We said, shut the door, and we had to like quickly like shove it into the bag.
I was finished getting ready, so I was running to you guys.
After a long drive, we made it to our first location, a small but beautiful town in Japan.
Love it, I love it, I love it, I love it.
Oh, photos are so pretty.
Next stop is a gorgeous Japanese temple.
Michelle loves like temple architecture.
A twirl?
Ooh, that was a rough twirl.
Yeah, we'd never done a twirl before. We didn't have much time to practice.
We scouted this place out. We think it looks really pretty, but Juan suggested that we save the last place for the proposal because that's the prettiest.
Wow, this jacket.
At this location, I almost proposed at this location because we took some photos near the water and it was so pretty. I was like, okay, this might be the place. It was literally like a flip of a coin if I was gonna propose to you there or not.
I loved that beach one. It was the beach. It also had a torii gate, but 3, it had black sand. I thought if you proposed there, I would have been so happy anyway.
And actually over there, we were supposed to see Mount Fuji in the back, but the clouds were covering it. So I really wanted to propose and get it over with because I was so nervous all day. But our photographers told us Mount Fuji was covered, so it's not the perfect location that day. They begged me to wait till the last spot, and I was really hesitant. That's why I spent so long over there before you came out of the car, because I was like, do I propose? Do I not propose? Do I propose? Do I not propose?
I was getting really sleepy, so I actually took like, I want to say an hour nap in the car. Zach was like, why don't we scout this area out to see if it's good for photos? And when you didn't come back after like 10 minutes, I was like, is something wrong?
I was so close to proposing right there.
After thinking about it a little bit more, I decided to trust the photographers and take a chance at the last location, which they said was breathtaking.
I also feel like I got a little bit nervous because the plan was they would take the pictures, I would go take a look at the pictures, and if they were perfect, I'd say like, yes, we're doing it right now, and then I'd go and propose to you, grab the ring from Jake. But when I went to take a look at the photos, I think I was too anxious and my heart was pounding and I didn't say anything and we just moved on. I was this close to saying something and then we just ended up moving on.
Are you chilled?
Oh my god, it's so cold.
And this is the final beach. Oh my goodness. When we pulled up over here, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I waited.
When we pulled up here, I was just thinking in my head, like, the sun is setting, it is so beautiful, golden hour. I was thinking, like, this is just so perfect.
It's so pretty, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is the place. It's happening. Did you know it was happening at that point?
Everyone was telling me that this was the last location, so I was thinking in my head, like, it's either now or never.
What do you mean never?
It's either now or next time, and next time could be literally whenever. So I was thinking it has to be this one.
So in this location, we stalled, and then they're like, okay, we have 20 minutes of sunlight. I stalled a little bit more, I chatted with you. 15 minutes, stalled a little bit more. They're like, we have 10 minutes of sunlight, and then they're like, Zach, it's time to get the photo. And by photo, they meant propose. And I was like, okay.
They were literally rushing you to propose.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, we either do this or this entire thing that I've been planning for an entire year falls apart right in front of me, and I feel like I would never forgive myself. It literally was the perfect spot.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
And the sun setting. It looks so majestic up here.
I know, with the sun hitting. Wow.
I grabbed the ring from Jake. I even asked them, I was just like, do I just like go up to her and do this? And they're like, yeah, go on. They were so encouraging, and I went up, and I think as I was going up to Michelle, I was so scared and nervous, and then all of a sudden I realized I couldn't get any words out because I was straight up about to cry.
You were choking up a little.
Yeah, that was the first time I've been like really emotional since like high school.
When you were going down to Jake, in my head I was going like, oh my god, this is literally happening! So I was like really excited in my head because like I had no pressure. I didn't have to do anything but say yes. But as you were coming up to me like slowly, like I could tell you were stalling a little bit. You're slowly coming up to me.
I was stalling.
And we were just like standing face to face. We were just standing in silence. I was like, oh my gosh, this is feeling like a little too real. I didn't know that you were about to cry. I just felt really emotional at that point. And I just kept telling myself like, don't cry just yet. Like he hasn't said anything yet.
The thing is, I couldn't say anything because I started to feel the emotion like swell swelling up. I said something, I just said, Michelle, this is your last clue. I pulled out the ring in front of me. I was supposed to start giving my speech immediately after that, but then I just couldn't. And I just started crying. I kind of just had to let it out, and then I could start my speech.
When I saw you like kind of choke up a little bit, I was like, okay, this is like for sure happening. It's time for me to cry now. I am so glad that we recorded this moment to look back on. Because if you were to ask me what you said and anything about that time, I would have said, I don't remember. I like blanked out. Like I was just like, I really do not remember a single thing unless you showed me a video.
Okay.
You have such a cheeky smile.
I do. Isn't it so beautiful?
Yeah, when I said, is it so beautiful, I'm just stalling. Look, I'm just like looking around and giggling.
Oh, right here when you weren't saying anything, I was like, okay.
Oh my goodness, and I couldn't look you in the eye because if I looked you in the eye, I was gonna start crying. So I started like looking in all different directions.
I know you weren't looking at me, so but I did this just so I like.
I know.
Just so I couldn't cry.
Well, Michelle, for clue number 30.
No.
When you started choking, I was
I
like,
know.
oh.
It's when I pulled out the ring box there, I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, why am I crying?
Oh no. It was. It took me like 30 seconds to say the first thing.
You were so cute rubbing your eyes like that.
I know.
And
I literally couldn't say anything. I was just like, oh my God.
describe how
You cried even more than the obstacle course.
I can't even describe it.
That's where I messed up. Did you hear that?
Okay.
I actually messed up my line. You never heard it.
Describe how much I love you. I feel like words can't even describe it.
I said the same thing twice.
Oh, that's
I
what
was
you-
so nervous. I said it, and then I feel like I didn't say it right, so I said it again. So actually, I said the same thing twice.
I think when you said it twice, it like kind of made it mean more.
Oh.
I didn't even know that it was a mistake.
I feel like I just said it from the heart, but then I was like, oh, that's not what I want to say. I want to like say it again. So I just said it again.
Michelle, you're the most important thing in the world to me.
But I meant everything I said.
And
It's from the
I can't
heart.
imagine my life without you.
Oh yeah, and I really couldn't imagine my life without you. I love you so much.
Oh, this is when I wanted to hold your hand, but you kept your hand was all the way back here, so I was like,
Michelle.
I almost fell. Did you see that? I almost fell.
I actually didn't notice that you were gonna fall, but when I looked back again and like zoomed out, I was like, oh, he almost like
Yeah, because around
really
here,
stumbling.
yeah, it was so rocky. So I planted my foot back, and it was on an uneven surface, and I was like, whoa! But then I was so slick with it, and then I shot right back up to my stance because of all the reps. Michelle, if I did not practice the reps, I would have crumbled and fell right then and there. But because of all the reps I did, I fell, and then I went right back to it because it was like muscle memory at that point. You train your whole life for one moment because you never know what will happen. And in this case, I almost fell, and I saved myself because of the practice.
Let me look at it one more time.
I really did almost fall. But I
wanna
meant
spend the
everything I
rest of my
said.
life with you.
Yeah, I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. Look,
Michelle.
look.
Oh, you did it so slick.
See that quick recovery?
Yeah. That was good.
Michelle. Michelle, will you marry me? You gotta put on the
You look so happy.
No. I think when you first asked me, I kept nodding my head.
What was your first reaction when you saw the ring? Like when I actually opened it up?
We never went ring shopping together, so I had nothing to expect. So when I first looked at it in the box, I was like, damn, that's really big.
Oh, well, you did say you wanted a big ring.
I did, but I was not expecting like something like this. All I could think about was like, it's so pretty. Like I
love it?
can't believe you got something with like this flower detail.
You really do love it?
Yeah.
I'm happy you love it.
You did such a great job. You did a great job picking up the ring. You did a great job planning out the clues. You did a great job on the actual proposal. Your words were very sweet. And I could feel the love through this entire video. And I'm sure everyone that's watching right now also felt
I know.
that.
I felt like it was such an important moment and something I wanted to share with all of you guys. I also put a lot of effort into opening up and trying to like share our story with you guys.
It's so crazy because when I first met you, you're not this like really emotional person. You don't like opening up too much. I think over the years, you became more open-minded to showing your feelings, showing your emotions, and also like just telling people how you felt. And I think that's really sweet. And
Yeah, I
you
think
can really see it in this video.
I think I didn't even realize it, but after putting together this video, I thought about it and thought about how much I changed. I went from a guy that was like kind of selfish, kind of only thought about my career. I just didn't think too much of love and emotion. Ever since a breakup back when I had in high school, I was like, oh, what's the point of love? Like, this is so stupid. So I feel like over the years, you really did change me. Being with you for so long has really matured me. I feel like I finally get it. It's not bad if you don't show a lot of emotion, but sometimes
it's okay to.
It's a beautiful thing. I've learned that really living in the moment and experiencing the journey together is as important as the destination. If you guys want, you guys should subscribe to this channel to follow us on our journey, because even though you've seen us up until this point, I feel like we still have a lot of growing to do. We still have our lives to spend together, and
we still have a lot more we want to share.
Things are just getting started and we have so much more to look forward to. This is Zach.
And Michelle.
Signing off. Bye.